This conference will now be recorded.
See, we are discussing STLC. STLC in the sense software testing life cycle. So the application life cycle in testing environment we are saying as STLC. So STLC having different phases, right? Like requirement phase, test plan preparation, test case preparation, right? And
criteria.
test case execution, bug and result analysis and bug reporting, right? So where this criteria comes picture, see by the time of test plan preparation, so we have to consider this criteria,
Okay.
okay? And what in depth in criteria in the sense is nothing but, so when we have to start testing, when we have to stop testing, we have a entry criteria and exit criteria, right? So the entry criteria we'll discuss about. So it's the application when we can start for testing. So the points we have to consider is developer has done. You have to verify whether developer done unit testing or not, and you have to understand clearly the requirement, and then QA environment is ready. You have to verify whether the QA environment is ready or not, right? If not ready, you have to follow up, right? And then build should be available. New build should be available in your environment, QA environment. Exit criteria. When we have to stop testing,
We got exactly result exactly result expected result and actual result is same. We are stopping testing. I don't know.
So no, the points we have to consider by the time of starting testing. So whether we have executed all 100% test cases or not, all completed,
Yeah.
whether you have completed your test cases or not, execution, right? And all test cases should be pass. That is a minimum criteria. First of all, if some situation you may face, there is no time to test entire application, there is no time to execute all the test cases. In that time you have to consider at least either high level functionality is working fine or not. If the high level functionality is not working, then you can simply reject the build,
Yeah.
right? Then application should be meets the client requirement based on the sprint planning, based on that week development planning. Sprint nothing but week or 2 weeks, right? So but based on the particular module planning, whether that module is meeting client requirement or not. Let's consider client set 10 requirement to this particular sprint, right? So you have to verify whether these 10 requirement implemented as per the client requirement or not, right? Let's say client said 10 requirement, so you cannot see this 10 requirement as part of this module. At that time also you can escalate. See boss, client is required these requirements in this particular module, but I can nowhere see this requirement in this particular module. What we are going to implement this in the module, then you have to verify by checking with managers, BAs and developers. Clear?
Yeah, clear.
And the scope. So what is scope? Again, we have an in scope and out scope. In scope nothing but what to test, out scope nothing but what not to test. For every functionality, so for every module, we will have a in scope and out scope. It will give you where you have to concentrate on more and which functionality you have to spend more time.
Okay.
Okay, right. And a release note. What is a release notes?
Cart functionality, delivery functionality.
Release notes. First of all, who will give you release notes?
Developer.
Exactly, very good. And what it contains?
Pending work.
So it typically contains information of that particular module, the module which we are going to test it, that the release notes contain typical information. So what is this module is aimed to this module, the particular module. Let's say you have received one module. So you have received one module. Let's consider this is a piece of code. It is you have received in QA environment, right? So already we know that we have a development environment, QA environment, and production release, right? So now people are developers implemented code, piece of code. So after implementation, they'll give you in QA environment to test. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So along this build, you will get a release notes. Without release note, how can you know that this piece of code contain? Okay. So this release notes, it's typically give you what the main aim of this particular module. For example, I have given it's main of implementation of cart functionality or else payment functionality. Now you have to concentrate on in cart functionality and payment functionality. And these release notes contain either already we have any known issues. Let's consider the known issues. So one of the known issue is cart color.
Okay.
See, the client given card color a red color. He is asking in red color, but it is actually in green color.
Okay.
This is also a bug because client requirement is red color. So here the card has to show whenever you open the application, whenever you open the card has to show red color.
Yeah.
It has to show red color, but it is not showing red color. It is showing another color. That is also bug.
Okay.
Always remember, release notes contain the minimum information of the particular module, whatever you are going to test it. See, release notes nothing but see. So after testing this module, you are going to deliver this module, right? So you only going to deliver this module, nothing but you are releasing this module. That's why we are calling as a release notes. Release note is it's basic information of that particular module, whatever you are going to release, whatever you are going to receive, and whatever the module you are going to test it. Clear?
Okay.
It will give you what are the high level functionality implemented in this particular module, and if there are any known issues, right? So if any open bugs, number of bugs, they typically give you the basic information of that particular module. Clear?
Yeah.
And test case preparation. So already we know it, right? Test case preparation, right? So usually any organization having the own template. If there is no template, you have to create your own template based on the application requirement, based on your process. Clear?
Okay.
And test case execution. When we will execute test case, whenever you receive a build, just open your test cases, execute one by one. And bug reporting. After that, if you raise any bug, if your expected result and actual result are not matching for a particular test case, you have to raise a bug and you have to give a reproducible test to your developer.
Yeah.
Up to now, any confusion here on the STLC?
No.
There is no much technology I have used here. There is no much technology. The only one thing is entry criteria, exit criteria. The minimum information, the minimum checkpoints you before starting a testing, right? Those are entry criteria. You are entering to testing, right?
Okay.
Exit criteria, the
You are.
minimum checkpoints to verify before stopping testing. This is exit point. Through entry criteria, you are entering to testing through exit criteria. Your exit testing. This is repeating for every module.
Yeah. Okay.
So before starting testing, you have to verify whether you are here what is entry criteria, right? And this is exit criteria. The checkpoint, nothing but you can imagine checkpoints. Criteria, nothing but checkpoints. Entry criteria, starting checkpoints. Exit criteria, stopping checkpoints. In scope, nothing but what functionality you have to concentrate. Out scope, nothing but what the concern for the functionality you can ignore. Yeah.
Yeah, clear.
And you have to understand the requirement, test case preparation, and test case execution, bug reporting. By the time of test case preparation, under STLC, software testing lifecycle, people may follow some techniques.
Okay.
So these STLC only by the time of test case preparation, and if there is any experienced persons, so they'll suggest some techniques. Here we have to use some techniques, and by the time of testing this functionality, so we have to use this technique. There are some testing techniques. So most of the testing technique used in manual testing is, so one is boundary value analysis, BVA. What is BVA?
Boundary value analysis.
Boundary value analysis, right? And BVA, and one more thing is ECP, equivalent class partition. And one more is error guessing. These are the major three techniques followed by the time of test case preparation. BVA, ECP, and error guessing. See, what is meant by BVA, boundary value analysis? So I'll give you one example. By this example, you will get to know. Okay, BVA, boundary value analysis. Let's say, so by the time of create an account, so there is a age field, right? The age field has to accept. So here 10 to, it has to accept 10 to 100.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah, clear.
They are fixed the value of that particular text box, age text box, that should be, the age should be 10 to 100. So below 10 it should not accept, above 100 it should not accept.
Okay.
Right? That is my business requirement. Let's consider it's a policy selling application. So for the policy selling application, the age is most important and mandatory thing. Yeah, this is very important to that particular application.
Okay.
Like LICs, right? It's a policies, life insurance policies. The age field, the age criteria, the age boundaries is very important. Here we have to apply a technique called boundary value analysis, right? So how will we view boundary value analysis? Like there is a simple formula here. You have to apply a simple formula, that is minimum value minus 1
Minus
and
maximum.
maximum value plus 1. Here, for example, what is the minimum value here? 10.
10.
10 minus 1, that is equal to 9 years. Here, you have to verify whether the application is accepting 9 years or not.
Not
It should not accept, right? If the scenario fails, then my test case pass.
okay.
And this is we are also calling as negative scenario or negative test case.
Okay.
Let's put on confusion. Negative test case. Clear?
Okay.
Each scenario should be fail. If scenario fail, then my test case pass.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah, clear.
And what is maximum value? Maximum
100.
value is 100. 100 plus 1, that equals to 101. So here it should not again accept. So again it should be fail. If it is failing, then I can say my test case pass. Right? Again, also this is also a negative scenario. Negative test case. Clear?
Yeah, clear.
So this is a boundary value analysis. Then why boundary value analysis? Any idea? See, boundary value nothing but here the developer is going to implement a logic.
Okay.
So by using either a programming language, they are going to implement a logic by in this between if a client give input in between 10 to 100, then only accept.
Okay.
Because there is a more chance to make a mistake here. In this limitation values, there is a more chance to do a mistake. That's why we have to concentrate on these end values, boundary values.
Okay.
Okay. More chance to make mistake. Who will make mistake?
Tester. Developer.
So we are not going to implement, right? So developer going to implement. So we are going to test it. So developer may make mistakes on boundary values that we have to verify by using BVA technique.
Okay.
Okay. And comes to error, equivalent class partition. Let's consider same example here. Equivalent class partition. One second. Sorry. Let's consider same example for ECP also. Equivalent class partition. Nothing but here in this example again I have a 10 to 100.
Okay.
See, so generally usually people apply only BVA technique. If you want to do a more digging in testing, so again they'll apply ECP technique. ECP nothing but equivalent class partition. So they'll usually they'll do a partition of these particular values. Let's say the value is 10 to 100, right? So they'll take like this. First of all, in first test case, they'll take 10 to 20, and second one 20 to 30, and then
30 to 40.
30 to 40. Like this they'll apply, and they'll segregate up to where
10 to
90 to 100. My end value is 90 to 100, right?
40. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, simple partition of between 100 to 10 to 100. Partition nothing but it's a portion, right?
Yeah.
Segregating values 10 to 100. Now again these values they'll apply again BVA technique.
Yeah. Okay.
What is the BVA technique? Already we know it, right?
Yeah.
So minimum value -1 plus value, sorry, maximum value +1. Here minimum value is 10 minus 1. Again the BVA technique, 9 years
Yeah.
it has to fail,
Yes. Test case pass.
right? And
Test case pass.
pass, and then 20 plus 1, let's say 21 years. It has to fail or pass.
Fail.
Sorry, ma'am.
Yeah. Pass.
It should be pass,
Okay.
right? So test case pass, and my condition also pass.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah. Clear.
Any doubts?
Yeah. No doubts.
So only one thing here, we are applying a condition, simple condition on end values, 10 minus 1 and 100 plus 1. Minimum minus 1 value plus 1 value, maximum value plus 1. Why
Okay.
we are doing this one? There is a more chance to do the mistakes on end values only.
Okay.
Mostly people apply this technique, BVA technique, and if you want to go further, you can apply ECP technique. Again ECP technique, after partition, again we are applying BVA technique.
Okay.
Here BVA is a part of ECP, one of the ECP.
Okay.
Here
Yeah. Clear.
that is ECP technique, and this go for error guessing. See, so you have tested one e-commerce application like Amazon. So the entire application testing completed. So you have executed thousands of test cases. So you have raised hundreds of bugs. Now you have spent more than 2 or 3 years on this particular application. Now you have a good experience, right? You have good experience on e-commerce site. You have good experience on Amazon site. Yes or no?
No.
Let's consider your organization received same application like Amazon. Now you received the same application like Amazon. Now this time it's not Amazon. Let's consider this time it's a Flipkart. Anyway, the functionality is same, but the application name is changed. Yes or no? Apart from that few scenario, apart from that few functionalities, so 90% of the application is same. Yes or no?
Yeah. Yes.
Now, so already you have spent good time on previous application like e-commerce application. Now
Okay.
this application is also implemented same like previous application.
Yeah.
Now blindly you can say some issues. See, already previous you faced a lot of issues with cart functionality or
Yeah.
lot of issues with search functionality,
Okay.
right? So because you have a good experience, you have spent good time, you have executed number of test cases, and you have executed number of hundreds of bugs regarding to particularly this cart functionality. Now you can easily guess, so there may be a chance to get more issues here. Here you can easily guess some more issues in cart function. Here you have to concentrate in second application. You have to concentrate on which cart functionality, because you have faced a lot of issues with cart functionalities in previous application. Clear?
Yeah. Clear.
That's why we are calling as error guessing. You are guessing the errors where may occur, probably where errors may occur in this particular application, because you have a good experience, you have struggled a lot of with cart functionality. That's why you can guess your upcoming errors, you can guess your issues with the new application which is implemented on top of majorly what the developer may do, right? So they'll implement the application on a single framework.
Okay.
Let's consider a body. Body is same, they are changing the dress.
Okay.
Okay, body is never going to change. Implementation, they'll maintain on a framework. In that particular framework, obviously they'll have some loopholes.
Okay.
Already you have experienced loopholes in card functionality. Now you are trying to reproduce in new application. Yeah. So these are the techniques we are follow by the time of test case preparation. Clear?
Okay.
So BVA, ECP, error gauge. By following these techniques, you have to prepare your test cases.
Okay.
By the time of test case preparation, already we have a template, right? This template, I think it's not. This is one. See, so by following these techniques, you have to prepare test cases. Login functionality. Verify user able to log in with valid username. User able to log in with invalid username. Verify user able to log in with password length minimum 8 to 16. Now, whether it is accepting 8 letters or not, whether it is accepting 7 letters or not, it is accepting 9 letters or not. EVM, you can segregate like this. You can segregate like this. Let's say I don't want to dig more, but try to get the concept, right? See, here the minimum, what is the minimum value? 10, right? You can say 10 minus 1, you have to test for 9 years. Yes or no?
Yeah.
And here you can apply again 10 plus 1, 11 years.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
You can apply like this. I think this is the most suitable for this one, ECP. You can apply like this. 10 minus 1, 10 plus 1. And 20 minus 1, this is the boundary values. This is a partition values. 19. 19 has to pass or fail in this particular example.
Thing. Pass.
Very good. 19 has to pass, right? And then 20 plus 1,
21.
21. It has to pass. You can apply same logic for a password field.
Okay.
Let's say password has to accept only below. It should not accept below 10 characters. It should accept above 50. It should not accept above 15 characters. Now you have to test like this, whether it is accepting 14 or not. It has to accept whether it is accepting 16 or not. It should not accept.
Yeah.
Right? This first thing and last one is fail, and second one, third one should pass.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah. Clear.
So these type of technique considered by the time of test case preparation. The people manually, so you have to consider these techniques by the time of preparing your test cases to any functionality, especially these password functionalities, username functionalities, age function. This altogether depends upon your application functionality, and the priority, what the priority is giving for that application, what the priority giving for the functionality by users, nothing but clients. Clear? See, as I said earlier, if my application is a if my application is a what we call like LIC application, you
Okay.
have to concentrate more on age,
Okay.
right? If the application is bank type of application, you have to concentrate on password.
Okay.
Okay, so altogether it depends upon application functionality and the client priority, the client which he concentrate on more the client which he bother about more. Okay, and that's about bug lifecycle BLC. Let me know if you have any doubts. Up to now we discuss about, right, SDLC, STLC, and testing types, test case preparation, and then the techniques followed by the time of test case preparation. Clear?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so now let's start BLC. What is a BLC? It's a bug life cycle. When you will raise a bug? When you will raise a bug?
Our test case was failed.
Okay, so whenever you are executing the test cases, so by the time of your test case execution, if your expected result and actual result is not same, then you have to raise a bug, right? Gita garu, able to follow?
Yeah.
Right? So when we will raise a bug,
Accepted result actually is not same.
so whenever we received a build, we have to execute our test cases. By the time of test case execution, so we have to verify expected result and actual result, right? If my expected result and actual result not same, we have to raise a bug.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah, clear.
Because this functionality, this test case is not reaching my expectations.
Okay.
Hence, I am raising bug. Whenever you raise a bug, then the bug's life cycle will start.
Okay.
Right? So let me save this one. See, so whenever you raise a bug, then bug life cycle will start. Let's consider. So you have to give a phase called. You have to give phase. Now the bug life cycle, the bug phase is new phase. Whenever you raise a bug. Clear?
Yeah.
So now you have to assign this bug to developer. Yes or no? If the developer may accept bug, now he will update the bug phase as open. Okay. Now
Yeah.
what is the bug status now? The bug status is open.
Yeah.
If he may feel the bug is a valid bug, he will give you like sorry. Bug status is open, so he may feel, and again he will going to fix the bug.
Okay.
Now after bug fixed, so now the bug status is fixed.
Okay.
Let's consider the bug got fixed here. Clear? Now after bug fixing, what we have to do? What developer may do? After bug got fixed, what we have to do? What the developer may do? Again, we have to retest it, right? Again, we have to re-verify whether he fixed properly or not. Again, we have to re-verify.
Okay.
Nothing but we are saying as one of the testing type is retesting.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah, clear.
So this is the cycle. This is the bug life cycle. Whenever you raise a bug, the bug status or the bug fix is new. Now you have to assign to the developer. So now developer accept this is this may valid bug. He may give that bug status as open. After that bug status open, he will try to fix the issue. If the bug is fixed, the status is fixed. So after the fixing the issue, you have to verify whether it is reproducing or not. You have to verify whether the issue is reproducing or not. Okay, this is occurring in which environment?
Fixed is development.
Exactly. See, this is development environment, and this is in testing environment, our environment.
Yeah.
No confusion, right?
Yeah.
Now, so along with these phases, bug may have some different phases. So with these phases, no confusion, right? New. Who will give you new? Who will give you new?
Testers.
Exactly, testers. And who will give you open?
Developers.
Developer. Who will give you fixed status?
Developers. I don't know.
Exactly. And who will retest it?
Testers.
Exactly. So after retesting, if it is acting as expected, then you can say it as, or else you have to close your bug.
Yeah.
Right? So now status is close. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
See, along these statuses, developer may give, along with open and fix, developer may give one more statuses. Like, let's say it's not a bug.
Okay.
Not a bug. At what particular point of time he may give not a bug? See, by the time of getting the requirement, so you may assume that I'll give you a simple example. So okay, let's consider the create account functionality, right? So you assume that the create account functionality is the limit of the password is 10 to 15.
Okay.
Right? So now after that the requirement got changed, and somehow the client is given, now I don't want the 10 to 15, now this time I want 10 to 20.
Okay.
Now you are testing your application. Now you obviously you may raise bug from 16. Yes or no?
Yeah.
By the time of execution time, you may apply some techniques like BVACP. Now, whenever you test application, whenever you test the test case by using 16 letters password, obviously the test case may fail.
Yeah.
Because the scenario may pass, your test case may fail.
Okay.
Now, this time you will raise a bug, and developer may check whether it is bug or not. Actually, based on a client requirement, that is not your problem. That is the client requirement got changed.
Okay.
And developer give you, it's not a bug, boss. It is not a bug. So previously requirement got changed. Then change your test case.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah, clear.
So along with open and fix, developer will give you the bug status as not a bug.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
And one more status is duplicate. At what time developer may give a duplicate? See, let's consider in your organization there are two testers. you and your colleague.
Okay.
Consider the same example. You and your colleague executing test cases login functionality only. You have raised bug for let's say consider the application has to accept 10 to 15 letters only. Now
Okay.
you have raised a bug for even it is accepting sometimes 20 letters also, 30 letters also, for any issue. Already you have raised a bug,
Yeah.
or else already your colleague raised a bug, again you also raised same bug.
Okay.
At 2 times he is not going to be fixed, right?
Yeah.
So that time he will give boss, so and so person already raised the bug, hence I am giving the status as duplicate.
Okay.
So if you people testing team keep on increasing the test cases, obviously the number of issues may increase, right?
Yeah.
Because some bugs, some issues may duplicate.
Yeah.
To decrease number of issues, he will give duplicates. He will sort out the duplicates. So in overall the issues, number of issues, he will give you some issues as duplicate.
Okay.
Because already some people raise somewhere. You don't need to raise it again. And remember, by the time of raising a bug, by the time of giving a bug, you have to verify in your team whether someone has already raised this or not.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
And one more thing is not reproducible. Who will give you this all statuses?
Developer.
Developer, exactly. So not reproducible. So when the developer is going to be not reproducible. See, earlier we discussed, right? So how many environment we will have usually? Developer environment, QA environment, and testing environment. See, so you raise a bug in your environment. Yes or no? Let's consider you raise an issue here in your environment. Let's consider issue raised in your environment, QA environment. So after raising issue, so you have so you raise the issue here in your environment. Now you have given to the developers.
Okay.
Now he has to verify same issue in which environment? Developer environment, not in testing environment, not in your environment.
Yeah.
Usually developer will raise the issue. Usually developer will check the issue raised by testers in their environment only, not in QA environment. That's why we have a different environments.
Okay.
Now he is given issue as a duplicate here, but boss, it's not reproducible, because it is not reproducing. Already you may give the test issue reproducible steps. By using reproducible step, again he is trying to reproduce the issue, but anyway the issue is not reproducing in developer environment.
Okay.
Let's say you are opening your application. Whenever you're clicking on cart, or whenever you're clicking on any option, the entire the application is got closing.
Okay.
Okay, so that issue is not reproducing in which environment? Developer environment. Hence the developer may give you it's not reproducible. Again he'll come back to you, and you have to give the reproducible steps and the environment. Remember here the most important mean, so reproducible steps and here environment. See, somehow you are using Windows environment, he is using Mac environment.
Okay.
That is not your problem, that is not a developer problem, that's the environment problem.
Okay.
Clear? He is unable to reproduce the bug. You have to give the root cause, the environment, what the environment you are using, where in which browser you are using,
Okay.
right? So sometimes we may get browser issue also, sometimes we have got platform issue also,
Okay.
sometimes you may get settings issue also.
Okay.
So you have to verify why you getting in which environment, in your environment, why he is unable to get while he is unable to reproduce that issue in his environment. Okay, that is the status of not reproducible, right?
Yeah.
And again he may give like in progress,
Okay.
nothing but he is on fixing.
Okay.
Clear, ma'am?
Yeah, clear.
Now let me ask few questions. Who will raise a bug?
Developer.
Developer raise a bug?
Tester.
Yes, okay.
Please concentrate, ma'am. Who will raise a bug?
Testers.
Testers, right? Because we are going to test it, right? So
Yeah.
developer just they implement.
Okay.
Testers only test the application. If the expected result and actual result are not matching, so testers only raise the issue.
Yeah.
Developers going to work on that particular issues. Here,
Okay.
who will going to fix the issue?
Developer.
Who will going to close the issue?
Those testers.
Exactly. Remember, ma'am, and try to concentrate the concept. So the simple technique, simple. So developers developing the application, tester the testing application. If it is not meeting, then we have to raise a bug. So whenever we raise a bug, that is in new state, right?
Yes.
So if it is a new state, so developer will going to sorry, developer will going to open the issues and he will work on it and he will fix it. If it is fixed, then he will reassign to retesting. We have to re-verify whether the issue got fixed or not. If it is again reproducing, again you have to give status as new here.
Okay.
This is the bug life cycle. Please let me know if you have any doubts. Along with open and fix, developer may give you some more statuses for a open bug, in progress, not a bug, duplicate, and not reproducible. In progress, nothing but he is working on that particular issue. Not a bug, in nothing but it's not at all a bug because the requirement got changed, the functionality may got changed. There are a number of issues to raise this to give this particular status, right? And duplicate. So when he will going to be going to give the duplicate status, if some testers already raise a bug, again you're trying to raise same bug. Now this time the developer may going to give the status as duplicate and not reproducible. At what time he'll give his status? Because he is unable to reproduce this issue in his environment. At that time, you have to help to the developer to reproduce the issue in his environment. Clear? That is about bug life cycle. Please go through this video once again, and we'll have a discussion. We'll have a questions on tomorrow on this one. Clear, man? And if you have still any doubts, no problem. Ask me at any time.
Yeah, no doubts.